What's going on, everybody, and welcome back. We got some cool new stuff in the shop that's been long awaited. I got this about a week and a half ago, 2 weeks ago or something like that. But we're running into a few snags. So we finally ended up with a lift, but there's kind of some weird things going on. It's new, but it's old. I'll show you what's going on. So this is a Tuxedo brand 9,000 pound 2-post lift, asymmetrical arms. But you know, the guy that I got it from bought this, the balancer, and the tire machine as a package, and then he sold it as a package, and the price was reasonable enough. So that's how I got it. Now this guy was into racing. I think he called them destruction derby cars or something like that. They're like trucks that would race around towing like boats and trailers and campers and stuff like that behind them.
Oh, are you kidding me?
So that's what he apparently did, but he ended up just using the balancer and the tire machine mostly and never installed this. So it's a couple of years old. Whatever, I got it. Still, you know, in its packaging. As far as the made in China thing, I tried to do some research on these to figure out what would work for me. And it seems like they're all kind of made in China unless they're like a super high quality, industrial commercial lift. I don't really need that. This is just a hobby for me. So I think that this will work. Now, my only criteria for this was whether or not it would pick up my dad's 2022 F250. So this is the truck I was talking about. I believe that the advertised weight on it is something like 6,700 pounds or something like that. So this is the biggest and heaviest thing that will be on the lift. And I think that this will do it. Now, it's an asymmetrical arm lift, which means that both of the lift arms on the side aren't the same length. One of them is shorter, and you got to just kind of put things on it a different way. But the kind of weird thing is on the company's website, this exact lift, the guy sent me the listing, what he bought, is rated at a 9,000 pound capacity. Now here, it says 8,800 pounds is, the maximum load. And then on the pump, which is over here, I can't remember where I saw this, the paperwork or something like that. It says that this pump is only rated at 4 tons. So that would be 8,000 pounds. So 8,000 pound pump, 8,800 pound, I guess, frame. And then it's listed at 9,000 pounds. So I don't really know. I don't know that much about lifts. Honestly, you're seeing it for the first time with me. 4-ton load capacity. So 8,000 pounds. Why all the rest of the stuff is listed the way it is? I guess it's just because it's a Chinese lift and it's not, Benpack or some of the more well-known brands. I did try to do some research. You guys let me know in the comments below if you've ever used a Tuxedo lift or whatever other brand names were attached to, these exact lifts. I always read a bunch of good stuff about them. Every time I try to look one up to see if I was getting a piece of junk or whatever. And everybody said they were happy with this as a lift. So I really don't know. This is the only lift I've ever had. So just kind of winging it here. I was going to try to get some video of picking it up from the guy, but it was a total hassle. The tractor won't even touch this thing as far as picking it up. We used the cherry picker and kind of squirreled it in here. It was kind of a cold, miserable day to go get it. This, he showed me that this was working all right. So, I know that this thing works. The balancer, I have no idea yet. This is the first time I've been out here in the shop since I picked up the lift. So anyway, let me know in the comments what you think of Tuxedo lifts and if they're any good. Hopefully they are. But here's where things kind of go south. If you've been following along with the shop update videos or anything, you'll know that I hired a contractor to come and re-engineer my trusses to give me this little cutout for the lift specifically so that I can actually lift up a car. And one of the things was that he mostly installed this radiant tube heater for me, and then I finished it up. So I plumbed in all the gas lines and whatever, so it's all ready to go. So months ago, I scheduled an appointment with the gas company for them to run a gas service out here. So the barn or the shop or whatever would be on its own gas service. And, no problem. So there it was. and I've been waiting on it. But I got a call from the gas company about 5 days ago, 6 days ago, and they said that the earliest that they can come out here to install gas would be mid-January. So that's the earliest. So essentially next year, over a month from now. So that's kind of a bummer and putting, a hold on some of the plans. Because near as I can tell, from just whatever research I could do, is that the minimum thickness for your concrete to support a lift is 4 inches. Like, there's all kinds of variations that I've found. I couldn't really find solid concrete things. Everybody seems to want different thicknesses of concrete and anchoring and all this different stuff. But I don't know if I have thick enough concrete here for the lift. Now, given that my dad's truck is, let's say it's 7,000 pounds. All right, so that's still within the lift's tolerance. It can lift it, but I don't believe that, my concrete is going to be thick enough, and I don't want to be underneath a 7,000 pound truck questioning whether or not the concrete's going to break out or the anchors will pull or something like that. So, this was a horse barn. That's a sand floor underneath there. So if there are variations in the sand when they poured this concrete, it might be thinner in some spots or thicker in others, and none of us can remember exactly how thick this is. So I don't know. I'd have to drill some exploratory holes and measure it. But even if I did that and it was 4 inches, it's still the bare minimum for a lift. It might not be a big deal for like the Jeep or, my little Honda CRV or I don't know, even maybe my D150. But when it comes to stuff like the Rusty Ram or my dad's truck, I don't know. It kind of sketches me out. So the only way that I can find that people say, like BenPack or whatever say to do this, and I just kind of drew it out here on the floor, is to cut out your existing concrete in whatever size. This isn't to scale. Let's say it's 24 inches. So 24 by 24, dig it out to whatever depth that they want, let's say 10 inches or something like that. Undercut your existing slab a certain amount so that the concrete can pour underneath and kind of make like a key and lock it in. And then drill into your existing slab and put rebar in. So, like these lines here would be the rebar. And then lock in your rebar, pour your pad. So not so bad, right? Just cut it out, pour in some concrete, and there you go. But the other half of that equation is that it's too cold for that concrete to be poured correctly and set up the right way, from everything I'm being told. Now, this gas line and all this and this heater was supposed to have been already, going in here. So this concrete would have been warm. Now, these radiant tube heaters don't heat air, they heat objects. And this floor is a giant object, so it would have heated the floor up and then helped out, helped cure the concrete, or at least help it set up the way that it's supposed to. The other thing is that it takes a minimum of 28 days, according to what I've read, for your concrete to be poured before you can install a hoist on it. So we're looking at, quite a while, so you can see why I was really counting on this heater to be installed when I was. I was hoping that I'd be able to get the floor nice and toasty warm. If I did have to pour some concrete in here, cut that out. The floor would be nice and warm. Cut the rebar, all that, install it, pour the cement. There you go, wait 28 days or whatever they say. I think it's 28. Again, you guys can let me know in the comments. There's a lot of different information on the internet saying all kinds of different stuff. So, I don't know. I'm just trying to take the safest route. But 28 days, month and a half away on gas. I don't know what to say about all that. So that's kind of where we're at. I didn't try the balancer yet, so I don't know anything about it. It's freezing out here right now, and it's really kind of damp. It's been raining a lot. The guy did show me it works, so that, it works. I did manage to move the mill. You saw that video, or if you haven't, you can go check it out. And I got it all wired up now, so everything should be good to go. Yep, we're all set. So that's pretty nice. So got this mounted up, got the VFD replaced, got everything basically kind of put where I need it to be. This works. The lathe is moved. Everything's good. I just have to find a room for the rest of this nightmare stuff. I've even lost the microphone to this camera, so I don't even know how this sounds right now. Hopefully all right. I'll find it all. It's just been a lot. So gotten a lot of things moved over, kind of consolidated to make room for all of these things. A lot of this stuff is going to end up going outside, getting rid of, or stored up there in the like attic space or whatever. But yeah, it's just been too cold and I've been too under the weather from doing this. So near as I can tell, the last time I was out here really working hard out here, it was a little bit warmer out, but still chilly, pretty cold. I was taking down all of that styrofoam, which is covered in dirt and all kinds of mouse stuff and everything, just all up in there. Old wasp nests, bird nests, everything. My buddy Rob gave me a burning barrel, just a 55-gallon drum. It was filled with oil at one point, fry oil. And then I lit a fire out there. Never even thought that it was going to burn all the doggone paint off of it, and all those fumes wafted into the shop. So I was out here. Anyway, the furnace was out in the house for a week. It was like barely 60 degrees in there for a week. And that gave me some type of like funk that, man, I've had a hard time coming back out of. So I haven't really wanted to be out here in this cold shop. So that's kind of where the videos have been. I've been just kind of taking care of myself and doing a lot of things, just homeowner type of, stuff inside, cleaning up, going through things, organizing stuff that I can't really show you and no one would probably really want to watch anyway. So that's kind of where we're at. So that's why we haven't had any videos, many. But yeah, I've got a ton of work out here to do. I don't know. I don't even know where to start on this stuff. I'm not very good at organizing. I wish I had a helper or something that was gifted in that arena, but it's certainly not me. I don't know what to do with a lot of this. So who knows? It's slowly coming together. But the biggest thing is we have a lift. It should work out great for what I want to use it for, which is essentially just goofing around out here. So that's going to be awesome. I need to do some work on the Jeep. I need to do some work on my dad's little Volkswagen Jetta. If you guys want to watch a brake job on a totally neglected Volkswagen Jetta diesel, that's coming up, but I don't know if I'm going to film it because brake jobs don't really seem to, who wants to watch that? I don't know. This isn't like South Main Auto where it's, guy knows everything in the world, whatever. I just have to struggle through it. But there's a lot of stuff like that on the agenda. But I do want to figure out where to put a lot of this stuff, and I have no idea how to make all this stuff work. So you'll notice I did make some room. That drafting table over there is a really nice old vintage drafting table with a maple top. I'll probably be getting rid of this thing because I just don't know what else to do with it. Then I can store a lot of the stuff up there. Maybe put the tire machine in that corner, something like that. Whatever. Here's the nickel tour. So if you guys have ideas or whatever, let me know. A bunch of this stuff is just garbage that's kind of taking up space, like all these wood cutoffs and things like that. A lot of this stuff is just stored over here to get rid of it. I don't know. I don't know. I got too much stuff and not enough room, or I'm just super disorganized, or a little bit of all of that. Mostly disorganized. So I was thinking about just making a little video testing out the tire machine and the balancer and stuff like that. I don't know if you guys want to see that or not. Old Mortsky Repair, boy, he loves his tire machine. He uses it in like every single video. I think he might not want to, but he ends up doing it anyway. So go over there and check out his channel if you haven't. I'm sure you already have, Mortsky Repair. But anyhow, that's the update. It's freezing. I'm going to go inside. I'll be out here to film something better for you guys as soon as I can. It is cold. And, I'm still fighting this thing off. I don't want to make it worse. So anyway, that's it. Thanks a lot for watching. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe. Watch some of the other videos in the meantime. I'll be back out here as soon as I can.